Starfighter. Let's get them!
Victory at Starfighters and Tribe World. My name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter TV analysis. And today I'm going to be ranking the greatest characters in the tribe. But this isn't just some top 10 or 20 list. I'm going to be ranking the top 50 characters of the entire series. Now, for this analysis, I brought along a handful of special guests, the actors of the characters they portrayed on the tribe. Each guest will give their own thoughts on what made their characters so special and why tribe fans still resonate with them today. So, with that said, let's get into it. Number 50, Moon.
Sorry.
I don't think that's the only reason.
Well, what do you mean?
You said how you were a free spirit once, before you got caught up in, I don't know, being a leader or whatever it is. And I think maybe you'd like to be free again. Am I right?
A member of the horse traders tribe, Moon helped nurse Bray back to recovery when he was left for dead by an attack from a tribe called the Mosquitoes. Moon was only featured in 2 episodes in season 3. However, her outfit and tribal makeup made her a clear standout from most characters in the tribe. It's also worth mentioning that Moon is one of many tribe characters to be in a love triangle with Bray. Number 49, Hawk.
It's the man.
What do you mean?
The techno. Jay. I saw the way you looked at him when he came here. You're going back for him.
First seen in season 4 when the Eco tribe lend a helping hand to Ebony and former techno Jay. Hawk is the current leader of the Eco tribe. With being a leader, it's very much implied that Hawk is very skillful at hunting and hand-to-hand combat. With appearing in 13 episodes throughout seasons 4 and 5, Hawk is a memorable character due to his presence with the Eco tribe. It's actually quite a shame that we didn't get to see Hawk during season 3 when the Eco tribe battled the Chosen, because it was very much implied he was there the whole time. Number 48,
Sorry,
Sammy.
A favourite of yours, eh?
Yeah, a favorite of mine. Really. A man's drink.
If you've seen the entirety of seasons 4 and 5, then you are aware of one of the most puzzling questions of the entire series, which is, how old is Sammy? His character doesn't act his age, but acts as a 5-year-old version of himself. His character was first introduced in season 4, or was it 3? No, I think it was 2? Okay, let's just say season 4. He's a current member of the Mallrats and is best friends with fellow tribe member Mouse. With appearing in over 80 episodes, Sammy has a handful of ventures during his time with the Mallrats. He makes this top 50 list for being a memorable character due to his irritating behavior. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
G'day Tribe fans, my name's Lucas Hayward. I played the character Sammy on the Tribe. One day I got an audition. They liked me so much that they created the character Sammy for me to play. At the time I was 16 years old, and Sammy the character was a 10-year-old to 11-year-old. So it was interesting to play a character that was really young, and to sort of be young and bounce off Jacinda, who Mouse, who was 10 years old at the time. She was amazing actress. Couldn't speak highly of her. She was amazing at what she did. After 20 years, I still get messages. I still get fan mail. I still get people reaching out to me and telling me what the impact that the tribe was on them when they grew up. What I hope, for the tribe is for future is that when you have your own kids, you could sit down and watch the show together and relive those magical moments I hope everybody keeps the dream alive, and thank you very much for listening.
Number 47,
You
Gel.
stay here and I'll go check out of town.
You're kidding.
Well, you know, it might be dangerous, so...
If you were a bad guy, would you choose to live in a place called Liberty? What would that do to your street cred?
It's actually fair criticism to say Gel's character is a complete copycat from Zandra's. Both are materialistic, selfish, and at times unbearable to listen to. With being almost 13 years old, Gel was freed as a slave in a techno camp. With hopes of rejoining her former tribe, the Modes, she found out that she was the only survivor from the techno invasion. In season 5, she meets Jack, who gives her an invitation to join the Mallrats. Now, personally, I believe Gel's character would have gotten better if the tribe would have had more seasons. It's unfortunate that her character was subjected to the same fate of which all new characters face, which is having your character be based on a previous character that has left the show.
Hi, I'm Vicky Brodewijk. I played Gal in the Tribe 20 years ago when I was just 13. She was a really fun character to play, super ditzy and lighthearted. She brought a lot of lightheartedness to the show, especially when there were some serious issues going on, like the virus and stuff like that. So she was a very funny, cheeky character, boy obsessed. She really liked Lex. And when he got with other people, she was so devastated, and then she developed a huge crush on Jack. She took a lot of advantage over Sammy. Let's not go bend around the bush there. She definitely had him as her little slave, but it was a good relationship still. And yeah, I really enjoyed the whole cast. The experience was amazing. I was super young at the time, but I learned so much. And I'm so flattered that you guys still follow Gal. It's really honestly overwhelming that I still get emails from you guys and fan mail, and yeah, I want to just thank you so much for being fans.
Hey Starfighters, if you are enjoying this content and would like to support me as a creator, then first, subscribe, that's important. Then second, check out my Patreon page. There will be a link in the description below. Now back to your regularly scheduled video. Number 46, Andy.
You better go. I think she's got a disease. You might catch it.
Andy is the little brother of Ned and is Tally's twin brother. With being a natural scam artist and thief, Andy joins the Mallrats when he and his siblings are taken as prisoners by the Chosen. Andy's character first appears in season 3. He's a bit similar to Casey, only with Andy being a better scam artist. I always liked Andy as a character, although he can show his age with pulling scams and pranks, but he often shows his humility when he cares for his sister Tally and his older brother Ned. Number 45, Tally.
You're always winning. Guess you must be having a lucky streak. Pay up. That's a nice bracelet. Yeah, real nice. Thanks. You want to try and win it back?
Is it weird that I placed two twin characters next to each other on this list? With appearing in season 3, Tally is the twin sister of Andy and of course the little sister of Ned. Tally's personality from her brother Andy is a bit of the same. They both enjoy stealing and scamming people across the city. However, I believe Tally is a slightly better character than her twin counterpart. Like her twin, she can often be rude and selfish, but separates herself as an individual when she shows to be sensitive and empathetic to other tribe members in need. At the start of season 4, Tally and Andy were both taken during the techno invasion. I honestly wish the series would have gave us a clue on what happened to them. I often still think on what Tally and Andy are doing now that the series is over. Number 44, Roanne.
And what sort of a disgusting, slimy piece of fungus do we have here?
With appearing in only 6 episodes in season 1, Roanne is a common trader located in the city. Her character is best remembered for pretending to be friendly with Celine in an attempt to sell her as a prostitute. This moment is one of the most shocking revelations in the entire series because it was the first indication that revealed just how dark the tribe can be. And it was all introduced through Roanne's character. Now let's take a minute and appreciate the amazing character design of Roanne. She honestly looks like she's gonna cast a spell on someone. If there was one thing I wanted more from season 1, it would be more episodes of Roanne. Number 43, Wolf.
Hey, dummy, that pretty girl just asked you a question. You can skip all the details about crossing the deserts and fighting those crocodiles.
With a name that is clearly a reference to the famous expression, a wolf in sheep's clothing, Wolf is a spy that was tasked with capturing intelligence on the city for a tribe called the Chosen. With only appearing in 5 episodes in season 2, Wolf's character design and makeup is honestly in a category of its own. Most fans of the series remember him for simply looking more like a poodle than a wolf, but I'll always remember him as the guy who got on Jack's bad side.
Thanks, Jack.
Number 42, Daryl.
How did you get so cynical?
I'm not cynical. I'm realistic. How do I look?
Great. Practice your lines.
Most remembered for dressing up as Zoot to fool Ebony and the city that the Locos leader has returned. With appearing in 40 episodes in season 5, Daryl was an okay character. He was just there, you know, there's not really anything special about him. He did mention in an episode that he used to be a part of the Demon Dogs, which would have made for a great backstory episode. But instead, season 5 gave us more of Amber instead. Daryl becomes a member of the Mallrats after he is saved by Slade from being left for dead by Mega and the Technos. I'm not gonna lie, Daryl was a little funny as a comic relief. I just wish he would have gotten more screen time than Lottie and Sammy. Number 41, Spike.
You know what? I was gonna let you go after you begged.
Get it through your head, Spike. I will never beg.
You beg! I'll break you, that's a promise! However long it takes, I'll break you.
An original member of the Locos tribe, Spike's aggressive personality is what made him a feared soldier with the Locos. Appearing in over 25 episodes in season 1 and 2, Spike eventually joined the Mallrats under Ebony's command. It wasn't until Spike took the blame for Ebony's attempted murder on Tysan where he was forced to flee the mall. Unfortunately, the former Locos met his demise when he was found brutally murdered by the Chosen. Personally, I didn't care for Spike's character until I rewatched season 2. With his story arc of vowing to get respect, or better yet revenge from Ebony, his character is the prime definition of a lost soul without guidance. Number 40, Glenn.
Lex, remember me?
Hey, Glenn, how's it going?
I'm well, very well. And you? How about the lovely Zandra? I bet you two finally got it together by now.
Look, Glenn.
Shut up.
A former member of the Locos and former friend of Lex, Ryan, and Zandra. Glenn is one of the many enemies that Lex has, but I don't blame Glenn for hating Lex, especially after he left him for dead. Glenn's character is primarily a supporting role, with only appearing in 8 episodes in season 1. It was bad timing for Glenn, however, the character met his end when he caught the second strand of the virus. It was Glenn's death that served as a catalyst for Zandra's character to become a better human being. Number 39, Ned.
Oh yeah? And who's gonna make me?
Okay, it's just a joke, all right?
You can argue that Ned is the most annoying, most hated character in the entire series, but I give major kudos to the actor Bevan Lincoln who portrayed his character, cause he really got under my skin. Ned is the older brother of Tally and Andy and the lover of Alice? With being a main character in season 3, with appearing in over 30 episodes, it's not far off to say that this stubborn red-haired guy was intelligent with his schemes. Unfortunately, it was his own stubbornness that caused his death by the hand of the Guardian, which left Alice heartbroken and Tally and Andy in mourning. Say whatever negative comment you want about Ned, which I'm sure most of you will, but you can't deny his character showed compassion for his loved ones and family. Number 38, Sasha.
You okay? Where are they taking you?
We've been sold to the locals.
We?
This is Sasha. Ever since we met, we've been inseparable.
I swear to you, it wasn't my intent to rank two of the most disliked characters back to back. Okay, so let's have a honest conversation about Sasha. You either love him or you hate him. You either love his sadistic jester hat and his quick wits, or you hate that he was the driving force that got in between of Bray and Amber. And I get it. I understand why most of you hate Sasha. Nothing must come in between of Bramber. But in all seriousness, from his personality, his outfit, even the way he wears his hair, it's so easy to place Sasha as one of the most memorable characters in the tribe. Also, I just want to say, am I the only tribe fan that wanted to see more Avengers with Sasha and Dale exploring outside the city? Yes? No? Okay.
Kia ora tātou. Hello, my name is David Taylor. And many moons ago, I played a character on the tribe called Sasha. Sasha was a wanderer and a free spirit and a lover of life. Some of my favourite scenes were spent with Beth Allen, who played Amber, where Sasha was able to provide her the opportunity to relieve herself of some of the stresses and burdens that she felt as a leader of the tribe. It's amazing to think that more than 20 years have passed since we filmed the show, but that there's still a dedicated following worldwide. And I'm extremely humbled to know that some of my work back then is still being watched and enjoyed. So to those of you who are watching this, I say, keep the dream alive.
Number 37, Patch.
Like that. What happened then? People couldn't cope. They starved, tried to hurt themselves. Everything fell to pieces.
I can't see that making him very popular.
No, but when he gave it all back to them, they made him a god.
Ah, Patch, another copycat character. At the beginning of season 4, when Mallrat member Jack is captured by the Technos, the series needed a new character who could be the computer whiz for the Mallrats. Patch is basically Jack, only except for red hair, you get blonde. But this is no discredit to Patch. He's actually one of the most well-liked characters in the series. In season 4, his younger brothers were taken by the Technos due to the invasion. Since then, Patch joined the Mallrats on their adventures to help take down the Technos. With being clumsy and organically awkward, it was heartwarming to see him find true love with a fellow tribe member. Number 36, Dee.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I know you. You're Mallrats.
I'm Ellie, and this is Jack. What's your name?
Dee.
Come on, we've got to get you back to the ball.
Former deputy of the warrior tribe, the Mosquitoes, Dee was the only survivor of her tribe during the Techno invasion. Founded by Ellie and Jack, Dee decides to join the Mallrats and become deputy to Lex. Introduced in season 4, Dee is another interesting character whose ideology should be praised. Dee believes that most people aren't designed to be leaders. If the city is ever going to be peaceful and prosperous, people need to accept taking orders from others who are well more equipped. Dee, for one, has never desired to be a tribe leader, but simply enjoys in just being a part of a tribe. During season 4, Dee and Patch develop a romantic relationship. And at the start of season 5, both Dee and Patch left the Mallrats to start a new life together. Aww. Number 35, Bob.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Complete.
I don't care what anyone says, Bob will go down in history as the greatest watchdog who ever lived. Because that's really all he ever did. He watched. Being the pet of Mallrats members Patsy and Paul, Bob was a key cornerstone member of the Mallrats. But appearing in 71 episodes in seasons 1 and 2, Bob has had many classic moments with his adventures with the Mallrats. Now that I think of it, Bob was pretty much the tribe's mascot. Although he wasn't much of a guard dog, he was always there when the Mallrats needed emotional support. You can actually say he was the friend that everyone needed. However, Bob gave us one of the saddest moments in the tribe when he was poisoned by Ebony. Number 34, Ruby.
And you can take this garbage with you.
Appearing in all 52 episodes in season 5, Ruby is the owner of the saloon that's located in Liberty. I must admit, season 5 is not my favorite season. However, Ruby was definitely one of the few bright spots. Quick-witted, humorous, resourceful, Ruby's character is a jack of all trades. Oh, and did I mention she can handle herself? Throughout season 5, Ruby found herself in a love triangle with Slade and Ebony. At the end of the season, Ruby pretty much won Slade's heart, with Ebony feeling rejected. She was last seen escaping the city with the Mallrats when the virus Mark II was released. Number 33, Maz.
And remember, the Mallrats let the Guardian out. They wouldn't string him up and they couldn't keep him locked up. We can't let Ebony and that pack of losers get into power. So vote for me, and make sure the Chosen gets what's coming to her. Yeah!
Maz is the leader of an all-women tribe called the Mosquitoes. Maz is one of the greatest leaders in the entire tribe series. Her speech-making abilities even rival those of Amber and Ebony. Throughout her 16 episode appearances in season 3, Maz has no problem in lying, cheating, and even killing to push her beliefs onto the city. Yeah, Maz is a psychopath. She justifies her heinous actions because she believes it's the only way to fight for the city she loves. In season 3, she even runs for the election to be city leader because she truly feels that someone needs to fight for the common person. Out of all the characters on the tribe, Maz has the most similarities to Zoot. Everything she does is power and chaos, but the difference between Maz is behind her chaos lies a philosophical meaning.
I'd try and encourage kids from different tribes to get along better. If we all start pulling together, it'll make things so much easier.
So you were saying we should forget the independent tribe system and all go under the same flag?
No, what I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of wasted talent out there. Talent that us Mozzies could benefit from.
Number 32, Mouse.
We're here to welcome a new member to our tribe. Tell everyone your name.
Mouse.
Hold out your hands, Mouse. I want you to catch the water for us.
One of the youngest and most vocal member of the Mallrats, Mouse appeared in 78 episodes in seasons 4 and 5. In season 4, she was introduced to the series when Celine found Mouse and her older brother Charlie and invited them to join the Mallrats. I was really never a big fan of Mouse's character, mostly because she was only there to be cute. Which, sure, I guess I can't hate on that, but I never really understood why the tribe couldn't understand that its target audience since the first season grew of age. So although Mouse's character does relate to a lot of fans, there's still the other half of teenage audiences that didn't. Nevertheless, Mouse is an energetic character who is surprisingly well spoken for her age. At the end of season 5, Mouse leaves the Mallrats and joins the Eco Tribe.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacinta Wawatai. I played Mouse in the Tribe. I absolutely adored playing Mouse. She was fun and kind and mischievous. It's one of my most favourite childhood memories. I'm so humbled to know that so many people still watch The Tribe to this day, and I really hope that you all enjoy it as much as we enjoyed filming it.
Number 31, Java.
Get real. It's true. It's what you always do when I've got something you haven't. You did it because you're a sad, jealous, frustrated cow.
Now you listen good. Go to your room, get rid of anything you've got of his, and never, ever mention his name again. Move!
An original member of the Locos tribe, Java was the commander of the Technos and the sister of Siva and Ebony. Java is condescending.
Ow! You, little sister, will do exactly as you're told.
Rude.
Let's face it, Ebony, you don't have much luck when it comes to men. You couldn't keep Jay, could you?
A pathological liar, and periodically abusive to those she finds weak.
You cheating? Is that what you're doing? I want to win!
What is there not to love about this walk of sunshine? Throughout seasons 4 and 5, there is some beautiful sibling tension between Java and Ebony. It's unclear what happened between them in the past when they were both a part of the Locos, but their sibling tension made for some of the best episodes during those seasons. At the end of season 5, Java unfortunately met her end by the hands of her own sister. This has to be up there as one of the saddest deaths in the series, and it isn't from the fact that Java died. Java and her sisters are a metaphor of what can happen to a family if they can't let go of past trauma. Therapy goes a long way, people.
Kia ora! Hello there from Aotearoa New Zealand tribe fans. I'm Megan Alatini, and it's my absolute pleasure to say thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout the years. In case you don't remember, I played Java alongside my sister Meryl, Ebony, and Siva, which was played by my sister Monique. And we had an absolute blast to be a part of the show as siblings who had rivalry, but sisters who absolutely love each other. Was just out of this world. I can't believe that you fans are still so passionate about the tribe and are giving us your full support continuously. So from me and mine, thank you so very much. We love you.
Number 30, Luke.
We could have given those kids out there what they needed. Something to believe in. But you had to do it your way. You had to play God.
I honestly feel like I can talk about Luke for hours. From being second in command of the Chosen, having an inappropriate relationship with Ellie, and creating a new currency system for the city, Luke is a beautiful, layered, complex character. With being in only 54 episodes, I was very upset that we never got to see Luke again after season 3. Luke is one of the few characters in the series that actually gets wiser from his mistakes. The quotes that he was saying towards the end of season 3, you would think his character is a philosopher. For me personally, it was very relatable to see Luke wanting to help the city he caused pain. But when he developed a new currency for Ebony, you can see in his eyes he knew the city was too far gone from saving. With being the second in command of the Chosen, Luke basically handled day-to-day operations that the Guardian was too busy for. Rounding up prisoners, attending prayers, mentoring other tribe members. He even served as a skilled tactician and advisor for the Guardian. At the end of Season 3, the Chosen lost the war against the Mallrats. Luke was banished from the city and had the option to leave with the Guardian himself during the beginning stages of the Techno invasion. Luke might not have lasted long in the series, but he gets my vote for the wisest character in the entire series. Number 29,
I'm sure he's there
Patsy.
somewhere.
It's not that.
What is it then, love?
I don't want to get older. I don't want to die. I don't want you all to die.
No one is dying, Patsy. You're not gonna die.
Don't lie to me. I'm not a baby anymore.
Co-founder of one of the most badass tribes the city has never seen, the PNC tribe, and of course an original member of the Mallrats. Patsy has appeared in 122 episodes. Now, you're probably asking, how can I rank Patsy, an original Mallrat, so low on this list? Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but during those 122 episodes, Patsy really only had one legit story arc. For most of her episodes, she was really just a background character, which I absolutely hated. I guess it's fair to blame the writers for not giving Patsy much to do and for making her character seem younger than she actually is. Whenever there was something major happening in the mall or around the city, the Mallrats refused to inform Patsy on what's going on because of her age, which is just dumb. Patsy is introduced to the series when she is seen traveling with Celine, Bob, and her twin brother Paul. It wasn't until 20 episodes into season 1 when Patsy's twin brother disappears. With being distraught over this, a young girl by the name of Chloe comforts her. And from that episode on was the start of the greatest friendship in the entire series. That's right, you heard me. Jack and Dale were not friends, they were lovers. The evidence is in season 2. The end of season 2 was definitely a strong moment for Patsy's character, with her accidentally helping the Chosen. Till this day, it's beyond frustrating to see that the writers didn't want her to do nothing more than to just be a kid. Number 28, Ved.
Hey, Teddy boy, back from your sleep?
What's going on? Looks like Goldilocks got all your honey. You never saw this, you hear me? You never saw this.
Impulsive, headstrong, and unpredictable, Ved was a member of the Technos and the younger brother of Jay. A natural rebel at heart, Ved's computer and technical skills become second only to Ram. With appearing in only 46 episodes in season 4, Ved is actually a really solid supporting character. Throughout season 4, he challenges the likes of Ram and his older brother on their authority and integrity. But I think we all know the most memorable story arc of Ved is his newfound relationship with Chloe. The two didn't know how to flirt, kiss, or even properly communicate to one another. This is definitely the most awkward relationship to watch in the series, which actually made it pretty realistic. I mean, it was clear from watching that this was their first relationship. I even appreciated that the series went as far as to showing the couple having a pregnancy scare.
I'm pregnant.
You're kidding me, right? It's impossible. You're messing with my mind.
No, I'm not. It's the truth.
Okay. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I get the joke. You can stop pretending now.
I'm not playing, Ved. I mean it. And I want to know what you're gonna do about it.
Unfortunately, at the end of season 4, Ved vanishes from the show due to being in love and missing a train. No, wait. Okay, that's the actor, not Ved himself. Okay, so Ved pretty much had a showdown with Ram and then he got deleted. But don't worry, we're going to talk about that entire incident. But I think I'm gonna save it for when we get to Chloe's character. Number 27, KC.
The virus.
touching us, even getting too close. Well, I wouldn't do it if I was you. But you might be feeling lucky today. Do you feel lucky? Do you?
Maybe Has got it.
Hustler, salesman, con artist, gambler, thief, and at the end of the day, a good-hearted kid. Casey is an original member of the Mallrats. With appearing in 138 episodes, Casey is best known for scamming people and being Lex's right-hand man. Believe it or not, Casey is actually one of the most loyal Mallrats in the series, and he's even pulled his own weight to save a few tribe members. The best thing about Casey's character is realizing how big of a role a mentor could have on someone. In season 1, Casey was clearly a lost soul who was the product of his environment. Nobody in the mall really cared for Casey. Even the almighty great leader Bray didn't want anything to do with him. But it was Lex who was willing to be a role model. Although Lex wasn't a very good role model, it's still better than nothing. Throughout the first seasons, Lex and Casey build one of the better friendships in the series. Casey has had so many memorable story arcs throughout the seasons. He was the prophet for the Chosen, he saves Zandra from being sexually assaulted, and who could forget the brief crush she had on Chloe. Casey is a great character in the series. At the start of season 4, Casey was taken by the Technos. It wasn't until the end of season 5 where he makes a small cameo with a few other familiar characters. I still wonder what happened to Casey at the end of season 5. Number 26, Brady. Appearing in 110 episodes, this divine child is the daughter of Trudy and Zoot. Although sure, Brady is just a baby who can't really do much of anything, but this little character is one of the main plot points in the entire series. It's because of Brady we got arguably the greatest saga in the series, which is the war against the Chosen. After the events that led to Zoot's death, it didn't take long for the Locos to disband. In between seasons 1 and 2, there was some evil forces at work as ex-Locos formed a tribe called the Chosen. A tribe that functions on Zoot's beliefs, power, and chaos. Their mission is simple. Capture Trudy, who they believe is a supreme mother, and her daughter Brady, who they also believe is a divine child. And once they have them both, they will force the religion of Zoot on everyone across the city. Seasons 2 and 3 is some of the stronger seasons, and Brady is the center point of every single episode. Now, throughout the 5 seasons, did anyone else realize that Brady was kind of growing at an inhuman rate? I mean, yeah, I know they switch actors, but still, maybe Brady is a divine child. Number 25, Top Hat.
Tribe Circus rules.
Tribe Circus rules.
With only appearing in 3 episodes, I repeat, 3 episodes in seasons 1 and 2, I think everyone can agree that this insane tribe leader is one of the greatest antagonists in the series. Top Hat is the leader of Tribe Circus, a tribe full of circus performers. Top Hat is not only one of the greatest leaders in the series, but he's also the craziest. He's introduced in season 1 when his tribe captured KC. But after interrogating him, Tribe Circus made their way to the mall and battled the Mallrats in a violent pillow fight to the death. I mean, talk about standing out from a crowd. Top Hat was only in 3 episodes and is still seen as one of the most memorable characters of all time. Honestly, I can't think of another villain who was equally as feared as Zoot. At the start of season 2, Top Hat makes one last appearance as it's seen that he has contracted the virus. There's little evidence to really say he's dead, but it's most likely that he is.
Hey, good day everybody, my name's Sam Husson. I played the tribe's Top Hat many moons ago. I really enjoyed the character and loved the opportunity, and thanks Carlin for asking me to do this wee cameo for you guys and everybody watching. Hey, thank you very much for supporting the show and loving Top Hat. Top Hat meant a lot to me actually. It was one of the first major roles I'd been given as an up-and-coming actor. I was 18 I think at the time I played Top Hat, 43 now, so a wee while ago. So it was my first introduction as to holding up a show on my merits of a lead role, proper lead role. I'd played several lead roles in theatre and stuff before, but never in television. So this was quite a huge experience for me, and I loved it. It was a great, exciting thing for Ray Thompson and Cloud9 to offer me as an upcoming performer. It was a bit sad knowing that Top Hat only featured barely in the season. I think Top Hat had a lot more to offer. I would have certainly welcomed an opportunity to play more with Top Hat and develop his character some more. On the surface of Top Hat, he was quite, looking at today's society and the sort of things Top Hat was doing back then, it was a bit questionable to say the least, but I'd love an opportunity to replay that and re-explore what Top Hat could be like today. Anyway, look, thank you so much for your opportunity, Carlin. Great show, great reviews, love your YouTube channel, mate, and to all the fans out there still watching the tribe and supporting Top Hat, thank you too. Take care.
Number 24, Slade.
It bothers you, Slade?
Well, it doesn't bother me.
Then let me do my own dreaming, huh?
You're a good person, Ruby.
Too good for you.
That's a fact.
What the heck? Because I'm really good at pretending. I'll be here. You know that.
I must admit, I was never into Slade's character. Maybe it was because for most of season 5, the show was really trying to make Slade and Ebony a thing, which I never supported. I'm more of a Bray and Ebony fan. However, I can't deny that Slade had some of the biggest story arcs in season 5. Rather, if it's his unlikely team up with Ram, his romance with Ebony, and even discovering his long lost brother Mega. Which, come on, they don't even look alike. But I will admit, I did love seeing the sexual tension he has with his now girlfriend Ruby. They're actually a pretty awesome couple. At the end of season 5, Slade was seen escaping outside the city with the Mallrats when the Virus Mark II was deployed. Whatever happened to Slade and Ruby after season 5, I have no idea. But I'm willing to bet they made some cute babies.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Matt Robinson here, who played Slade in season 5 of The Tribe. Thank you so much for being the greatest supporters. Tribe family truly is the best. We keep the dream alive. Playing Slade was a dream come true. Such a cool character, conflicted, damaged, vulnerable, hidden. All the things that make us who we are, and just being able to portray that and play that journey through to kind of hope and acceptance was really powerful, and came at a time in my life when I really needed to be able to play a character like that, and the fact that Slade's resonated with so many of you just means the world. So yeah, keep the dream alive.
Number 23, Pride.
He led us right into it.
Who is this guy?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
I want whoever is listening to this to close your eyes. Trust me, close your eyes. Now imagine a character being introduced in a season as some badass hunter whose combat skills surpass even those of a legendary Street Fighter. He also goes on to be an important supporting character who has a subplot of a relatable romance situation. Now, imagine the following season, this character is now being subjected to the worst plot device in the entire series. Being addicted to a video game. That's right, you guessed it. I'm talking about no one other than Tofu Boy himself, Pride. Pride was a member of the Ecos tribe and also a member of the Mallrats. He played a huge role in season 3 as he helped the Mallrats take down the Chosen. Similar to Tai-San, Pride was an environmentalist who was against people using technology. Pride has a handful of classic story arcs. One of my favorites is when he romanced a character named May. During season 4, he ends up getting engaged to Celine, which was a little random for my taste, but the engagement didn't last long. At the beginning of season 5, Pride met his end by the hands of a techno while trying to save May. This is without a doubt the death scene I hated the most in the series. Clearly, the actor Nick Miller didn't want to be a part of the show anymore, so the writers did the most respectful thing they do to all actors who leave the show. They kill off their characters. Pride is a fantastic character whose morals resembled that of a visionary. Pride deserved a lot better of an ending than what the writers gave him. Number 22, Zandra. Zandra is one of the most beautifully written characters in the series. I remember when I first started watching season 1 and I saw how selfish and shallow she was. Towards the end of the season, I still felt that Zandra was selfish and incredibly shallow. But with each passing episode revealing how flawed she was as a human being, she still felt like family. Zandra is the biggest what if in the series, because if she would have been around for seasons 2 and 3, most likely the development would have changed for each character of the Mallrats. With appearing in only 53 episodes, Zandra was a bit of a brat and never took any responsibility, but she was without a doubt a beloved member of the Mallrats. Zandra was mostly remembered for her creative style and being in love with Lex. The two were married in season 1, and even though their relationship was toxic, it really did feel like their relationship was gonna get better. At the end of season 1, Zandra told Lex he's going to be a father, which during the tribe's adventure to Eagle Mountain, the couple said they were going to leave the tribe and start a new life together, which actually sounds like a good idea. At the end of season 1, it truly felt that Zandra looked into her own reflection, and with a baby on the way, she was now in the beginning stages of changing as a human being. Unfortunately, at the start of season 2, Zandra was killed in an explosion at Eagle Mountain. Listen, we all know this is one of the most gut-wrenching deaths in the entire series, and the writers had no choice but to write her off of the show. I've already spent the entirety of season 2 grieving over Zandra's death, so now with her ranked as number 22 of the greatest characters in the tribe, I would like to take a moment by celebrating the life that she lived, by revisiting the most memorable moments of Zandra.
I miss television. It's boring now.
Boring? Which planet are you living on, Zandra?
What do you mean?
Zandra, I believe this is my best chance.
To do what? Make a fool of yourself? See this? My ring?
Nice.
That's supposed to mean something. A mark of respect. It means not a piece of luggage to be stowed away till it's useful. Oh, sorry, Jack, I forgot. You don't know much about love, do you? Thanks for listening anyway.
Number 21, Siva.
I can't stay here anymore. I can't.
Come on now. I've got some good news for you. Ram doesn't want you anymore. You're free.
Free? Then you can take me to come live with you.
Back at the mall.
Another original member of the Locust tribe and former techno and Mallrat. Siva was the sister of Jabba and Ebony. I really do love Siva as a character. I often think she's very similar to Zandra, not from the fact that, they both fell in love with Lex, but Siva received the character development that we all wanted to see Zandra go through. Appearing in 91 episodes across seasons 4 and 5, Siva was the nicest and more forgiving of the three sisters. For me, the most memorable moment of Siva is the amazing emotional heart-to-heart she had with Lex. The two's relationship was always on and off again, but they are one of my favorite couples in the series. Towards the end of season 5, Siva gave up her own life to save Ebony. Even though Siva died, I felt like she died in peace more than most characters do in a series. With all the demons and trauma she's faced with her sisters, she was the only one out of the three that accepted to move on. Number 20, Danny.
Hold it there. You so much as breathe, I swear I'll kill you.
In case you missed my 15-minute rant on why Danny is the most hated character in the series, I highly suggest you click on the box above and watch the video, because I'm about to double down on what I've already said. You can love Danny, or you can hate her. Which I'm sure most of you hate her character, and rightfully so, but what you can't do is deny the fact that her presence and actions set in motion events that change the entire landscape of the series. From her Bill of Rights to her father creating the virus that murdered half of the world's population, Danny is just as important to the series as any original members of the Mallrats. So with that said, I want to talk to the Danny haters out there. I want to ask you a question, because I for one used to be the biggest Danny hater around. So please answer this truthfully. Do you hate Danny's character because she's a copycat of Amber? Or do you hate Danny's character because the show's creators and writers wasted the potential of someone who could have easily been one of the greatest characters in the series? I can't think of another character who the writers spent so little effort explaining why she is the way that she is. I can't even begin to tell you. You know what? I'm sorry. I was just about to go on another Danny rant. With appearing in 52 episodes in season 2, Danny was a member of the Mallrats. Although mostly remembered for being a copycat of Amber, Danny did give us a top 5 most shocking moments in the series.
He was involved?
He was in charge. It was my father who wiped out all the adults.
At the end of season 2, Danny, I don't even know. She disappeared. Everyone forgot about her. Bray forgot about her. The writers forgot about her. It's just too much at this point, okay? It's too much. If you want to know how I and a selective group of others feel about Danny's time on the show, then please click on my channel and watch the video. Number 19,
Okay.
Alice.
I'll be nice to Alice.
I'm glad to hear it. What do you want?
We're trading batteries and
I
stereo.
wasn't talking to you. What's your name?
Lex.
Former tribe leader of the Farm Girls, Alice is the older sister to Ellie and a member of the Mallrats. There's actually nothing they hate about when it comes to Alice's character. She's a great role model, a great warrior, and has always put the tribe first before herself. Also, can we just appreciate that she is a positive plus-size character on TV? It's really not common to see someone of Alice's size be such a positive character. With appearing in 108 episodes, there are a handful of memorable moments Alice has graced us with. There was the brief romance she tried to have with Lex, her falling in love with Ned, and of course, beautiful sister-to-sister talks she had with Ellie. Alice is such a great character, and I would never hesitate to have her a part of my tribe. Number 18, Dal. An original member of the Mallrats and a highly skilled engineer, Dal is one of the smartest characters in the series. But Dal being so smart isn't really a surprise since both of his parents were doctors before the virus hit. If you ask me, Dal doesn't really get the respect he deserves, especially not from his friend, Jack. Okay, alright, being honest here, Jack and Dal is one of the greatest friendships in the series. Most of the time, they're just like an old married couple. In season 2, Dal took a bit of a backseat and since then never really had his own story arc. I wish we would have saw Dal go on more adventures. He was great when he was paired with Sasha, Amber, and even Trudy. Halfway through season 3, the Mallrats were at war with the Chosen. When an attempt to rescue Trudy and Brady went wrong, the Mallrats ran for their lives. It was at this moment where us fans received another sad death. It was reported that the actor who played Dal was going to leave the show before the filming of season 3. So the writers wrote his death so he could spend one last moment with Amber. This death did affect me a lot because Dal is an iconic character, but I think his death would have had more of an impact if he was with Jack and not Amber. Number 17, Ellie.
What if it isn't?
It has to be. If we can't find the answers, history might repeat itself.
Man, how'd you figure that?
Just because we've got the antidote doesn't mean we're home free.
Look, okay, what makes you think it's all in one place? I mean, it's kind of convenient.
I'm trying to be logical.
I don't think I will ever forgive Ellie for how dirty she did Jack in season 3. But nevertheless, Ellie is a classic character of the series. Ellie is the little sister of Alice, girlfriend of Jack, and a current member of the Mallrats. Ellie was originally a member of the Farm Girls with her sister Alice until she caught the virus. With the help of the Mallrats, Ellie was cured and decided to stay with the Mallrats for good. Throughout 169 episodes, you can call Ellie lots of things. A journalist, a lover, a cheater, and my favorite, a domestic terrorist. There are so many story arcs that make Ellie such a memorable character, but of course, my favorite is when she cheated on Jack for Luke. The romance between these two wasn't really far-fetched. I mean, it's actually common for a person to share a bond with someone through a traumatic event. Ellie is a very solid character who I think season 2 is where she shines the most. Number 16, Mega.
Protecting them from the forces of darkness.
But who's gonna protect them from you?
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. If you change your minds, I'm prepared to be very generous.
Let us live.
I'll go one better.
One of the greatest leaders and villains the Mallrats have ever faced. Mega was the little brother of Slade and former leader of the Technos. With hardly being a supporting character in season 4, it was season 5 where we got to see how great Mega can be. He's easily the most strategic and cold-blooded character in the series. His dynamics with Amber, Jay, and Ram make for some of the best episodes in season 5. At the end of the series, Mega and the Technos lose the battle against the Mallrats. And to make matters worse, he dies by the hands of his own creation, a Zoot AI. At least Mega got to die in the hands of his brother, which I don't care what anybody says. They do not look alike.
Hello, my name is Caleb Mayava Paris, and I played Mega on The Tribe. I think my character was such a great villain because he functioned in a different capacity to everyone around him. He was very slow and measured and methodical in a very chaotic and colorful world. It still fascinates me and makes me very happy to be part of a show that still resonates with people almost 20 years later. Thank you very much.
Number 15, Chloe.
We'll have clean sheets on the bed, proper food, and we'll go to school just like before. We've got a lot of catching up to do. I'm gonna miss it here, though. I'm really gonna miss this place.
Co-founder of the PNC tribe and original member of the Mallrats, Chloe is a top 15 character of all time. In the first 3 seasons, Chloe was hardly seen as an individual. Everything she did revolved around her best friend Patsy. It wasn't until season 4, when most of the original characters left, including Patsy, that Chloe was finally seen as an individual character. Her image changed, her attitude changed. The little Chloe that we all know and love was finally going through puberty. I, for one, loved season 4 Chloe. Yes, she was annoying and rude to her fellow Mallrats, but I was just happy that the show was finally doing something with her character. In season 4, Chloe graced us with a story arc that was a forbidden romance with the techno Ved. Sure, the romance was awkward, but it was nice to see Chloe experience her first love. To be brutally honest, season 4 is the weakest season of the tribe. The only thing that kept me watching is seeing what was going to happen to Chloe. With the pregnancy scare, the forbidden romance, and her nice girl image going straight out the window, I for one was excited to see what was going to happen to her. Until the unthinkable happened. The actors who play Chloe and Ved were fired from the show. Apparently, the 2 actors were dating off screen, and their shenanigans cost the production an entire day of filming, which I would assume cost a lot of money. Listen, I love Chloe as a character, and Ved was okay. I just wish there was another way to handle this situation. You know what? Let's really talk about this right now. We're gonna do a little bit of fan theory. Jamie and Dan should have not gotten fired from the show, because I think we all know how important Ved was to the story. Ved's character should have been where Mega was in season 5, and there would have been an amazing story arc of Chloe deciding if she wants to be with the man she loves or staying loyal to her tribe. That would have been amazing to see. Plus, I honestly believe if this would have happened to Meryl or Caleb, which is Ebony and Lex, they definitely wouldn't have gotten fired. Clearly, Chloe and Ved were expendable. Bottom line is, I love Chloe and season 4 sucks. Number 14,
Preferably in one
Jay.
piece. We can't be waging war the whole time.
I don't get it.
Try to understand. There's a lot of kids out there.
They're verts, Jay. What does it matter?
Even verts need leaders, or the whole thing falls apart.
So you let the troublemakers go. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, as it turned out, we didn't let them go exactly, did we?
Former commander of the Technos, Jay is the older brother of Ved and the current boyfriend of Amber. I have so many mixed feelings about Jay. There was literally no consistency with his character. One episode, he can be great and interesting, then the next, he's a moron. A moron with sex appeal. And as you know, when a character has sex appeal, the writers will make it their mission to have them hook up with every female character. I mean, there was never a relationship I rooted for that Jay was in. I didn't like him with Trudy. He did Trudy dirty. I didn't like him with Amber. That relationship was forced. And I damn sure didn't like him with Ebony. Again, Ebony and Bray are number 1. But regardless on how you feel about Jay's romances, he does have some pretty cool story arcs. Like when he left the Technos and joined the Mallrats, and when him and Patch open a hospital. Jay is an okay character and he is a very important piece to the series. I just wish for one episode he would take off that damn Techno outfit. Number 13, Tyson.
The formula. No one will ever find it.
So, a show of hands. Who initially watched the series and found Tyson to be this wise and intelligent character? Now, a show of hands who rewatched the series and found Tai-San to be someone who rarely seemed to make sense. Yeah, my hand is all the way up. An original member of the Mallrats, Tai-San has appeared in 142 episodes. I'm actually thinking of making a Tai-San analysis because trying to decipher the complexity of her character is absolutely mind-boggling. Tai-San easily has some of the greatest story arcs in the series, and rather if you love or hate Tai-San, you have to admit the Mallrats wouldn't be much of a tribe without her so-called positive energy. Tai-San's ideology alone makes her one of the most memorable characters. Plus, who could forget the amazing romance between her and Lex, which went on for 4 entire seasons. As much as I love to disagree with everything Tai-San says, she's easily one of my favorite characters. Also, I'm just throwing this out there. I have no evidence to support this claim other than it just makes complete sense. But I think Tai-San was a techno spy. Number 12.
I don't know. There's just
May.
something about me.
I think you're all right.
Why don't you go tell them? Or my pals out there that are so ready to believe that I sold them out. No one of them believed me. But what do you expect? They've always hated me.
I'm sure many of you are so shocked to see that May is placed so high on this list. With appearing in 132 episodes, May has single-handedly had an effect in nearly every major plot point in the series. From telling the Mallrats the truth about Trudy being the Supreme Mother, being the one to blame for Doll's death, and having her hands in the kidnapping of Celine, which led to the death of Pride, someone who she loved. With first being introduced in season 2 as being a part of a tribe called the Outcasts, I don't think it was really ever fair to say that May was a member of the Mallrats. Sure, she lived with them, but May is a survivor. Her loyalty goes to whatever tribe gives her the highest rate of survival. Besides, even when she was with the Mallrats, they never really treated her as she was a part of the tribe, which led to her being an informant for the Technos in season 5. Also, May gave the series the most emotional relationship. The relationship she starts with Celine is so good that it was really one of the only 2 things that made season 5 watchable. May is one of my favorite characters because her betrayals, insecurities, and lack of anyone caring for her is fully displayed in her development. Number 11. Ryan.
We're heading in this direction. I thought I'd never see you again.
There just didn't seem any point in carrying on.
Why don't you get down from there and we'll talk about it?
With almost single-handedly taking down the Chosen in a mere 20 seconds, Ryan was the boyfriend of Celine, best friend of Lex, and of course a beloved member of the Mallrats. I really love Ryan's character, because sure, he's a nice guy who did what he could for the tribe, but also his relationship with Celine was one of the most romantic and tragic relationships to watch. Through his 128 episodes, Ryan always felt like he just went with the crowd. When Ryan started dating Celine, his character became more individualistic. We got to see Ryan at his happiest time and at his lowest. For a character that didn't speak as nearly as enough as everyone else did, Ryan was one of the characters I missed the most during season 4. And again, I have to keep talking about the relationship with Celine. The problems that he faced in that relationship is beyond relatable. It was honestly, in my opinion, the best relationship to watch, for all the right and wrong reasons. Every time I see Celine in seasons 4 and 5, I always wondered what happened to Ryan. Hey Starfighters, if you are loving this tribe content and want more of this, then I recommend you check out a podcast that I am so fortunate to be a part of. It's called Conversations on Eagle Mountain. It's a podcast where a group of Tribe fans discuss every single episode, every character, every theory. If you love the Tribe and want to hear more conversations about it, then you need to listen to this podcast. It's available on all podcasting platforms. Number 10, The Guardian.
It is a sign, brethren. O mighty Zoot, we shall be avenged!
The Guardian, or Jaffa, if you will, was an original member of the Locos. Once the Locos disbanded in Season 1, he took it upon himself to spread Zoot's wisdom by creating the tribe called the Chosen. Guardian is easily one of the greatest tribe leaders and characters in the series. His extreme fanaticism of his beliefs made him one of the most dangerous characters in the series. Personally, I always thought he was way more dangerous than Zoot. I mean, he did what Zoot could only dream of, which is capturing the city and bringing power and chaos. The Guardian is without a doubt the greatest foe the Mallrats have ever faced. And huge shout out to the actor Damon Andrews, who played the role. His performance of the Guardian is one of the best in the series. With appearing in 73 episodes, the Guardian and his tribe gave us way too many memorable moments. And I personally think one of the best is when he fell in love with Tai-San. Number 9, Ram.
Java! Where am I? This isn't reality space. This is real.
Former leader of the Technos and a character who I believe single-handedly made Season 5 watchable, Ram is number 9 on my list. Ram is first introduced in Season 4 as being a germaphobe who didn't know how to properly wear a mask.
It's just any contact brings germs, bacteria, or virus, especially in the wide open spaces, let alone the city.
It's safe, my lord.
His computer skills is legendary throughout the city because he created a paradise, or I think it's a virtual reality concept thing. Okay, listen, I don't really know how to describe it, but he basically created the Matrix. Ram in Season 4 was a somewhat decent antagonist for the city, but for me, it wasn't until Season 5 where I grew to love his character. Ram by far had the best story arc and character development in Season 5. To be honest, besides May and Celine's wonderful relationship, Ram pretty much saved Season 5 for me. With also being one of the greatest leaders in the series, Ram's temper tantrums, tribal makeup, and his bloodlust for revenge makes him an amazing character. Also, I always considered Ram to be a Darth Vader of the series. You know, he didn't really have like the breathing noise, but instead he brought fear to all our hearts with this chilling sound. Number 8, Bray.
Ebony.
Hi. You gave me a fright.
Sorry, I'm late. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, then let's go. I don't want to be out all day.
Bray is an original member of the Mallrats and the older brother of Zoot. During his 156 episode run, Bray has managed to be a part of 7 love triangles. Which is funny because Bray is the opposite of a womanizer. Sure, most of his scenes in Season 2 he was shirtless, but Bray is a great tribe leader and an amazing character. He graced us with not 1, but 2 of the most romantic scenes of all time, and finally managed to be with the woman he loves. Bray and Amber's relationship was great to watch. I mean, I still prefer Ebony, but I will admit that Bramber is a great couple. From the 3 seasons Bray has been a part of the tribe, his character development has always been exciting to watch. The dynamic between him and his younger brother Martin set the tone for the entire series. but I actually have a question for all of you, and feel free to answer this in the comments below. What was the greatest romance with Bray to never happen? For me, of course, it's Ebony. I mean, the sexual tension between those two was just, it's so good. It's the best. I just want them to be together. Number 7, Jack.
You didn't quite think it through, did you? Not to worry. Hi. I'm Jack, and I think you've got something to say to me.
Like what?
Well, in my day it was thanks, but times are changing.
To irritating, selfish brainiac, to an overnight heartthrob, Jack is an original member of the Mallrats. I mean, he has one of the best relationships with Ellie, an amazing friendship with Dal, and a bit of a bad side when the moment calls for it. It's almost too easy to place Jack in the top 10 greatest characters. With over 180 episodes to his belt, to name every classic moment Jack has on the show would be close to impossible for this list. But it is worth mentioning that Jack has one of the best character developments in the series. In season 1, Jack was pretty annoying and always treated everyone as if they're beneath him, with at least 2 seasons of his best friend Dal telling him he needs to be a more sensible human being. Jack didn't really change until his best friend died. It was at this moment we saw Jack bettering himself in every single episode, and I loved it. But let's be real, who doesn't love Jack as a character? Number 6, Amber.
You think all you have to do is get rid of the Guardian and everything will be fine? Let me tell you something. A civilized society is judged on the way it treats its prisoners. If we do away with a captive for no other reason than revenge, then what does that say about us?
Oh, Amber. Amber? Amber! Oh, Amber. Okay, so what I need for you to do right now, whoever is listening to this, I need you to pause the video. Yes, pause the video, go get some popcorn, go get some dinner, go get some food, and just bring it back with you, because I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about Amber. From the beautiful, courageous leader of the Mallrats to the boyfriend-stealing, never wanting to raise her child, attention seeker that we all know, Amber. Let me calm down. Amber is an original member and leader of the Mallrats. Amber is the only character, and I repeat, the only character in this series who everyone loves, but at the same time, everyone hates. Where to even begin with this iconic character? She is one of the best leaders the series has ever seen, with only being second to Ebony. Her humility, bravery, and compassion makes her such a relatable character. From her making one of the greatest sacrifices in season 1 and nearly dying in season 2, by the time season 3 ended, I felt like there was no better character on this show than Amber. But then season 4 happened. Okay, I can't, you know what? I'm getting like horrible PTSD of seasons 4 and 5 Amber. I don't know what made the writers give up on her character. I honestly don't. The development that happened to Amber should be a crime. Whoever wrote that should be in jail. Hell, you deserve to be deleted in that Paradise program along with Ved and Chloe. I'm sorry, it just makes no sense. So besides season 4 and 5, seasons 1 and 3 of Amber were absolute gold. Her relationship with Bray was so damn good. Her friendship with Trudy, how they first didn't like each other and now they're best friends. When Amber died, or I guess I should say nearly died in season 2, I paused the episode and grieved for her and Zandra's death for nearly a whole hour. And appearing in 155 episodes, you shouldn't be wrong to call Amber the face of the series. She's that important of a character. Amber also had awesome chemistry with every character she spoke to. The conversations she would have with the younger kids are so heartfelt. The conversations she would have with Dell, Celine, Bray, even the conversations with Ebony were so good. Again, I don't know what happened in season 4 that changed her character to be a stranger. At the start of season 4, Amber gives birth to her baby son, and Bray is taken by the Technos. Now, I don't know if the writers felt that Amber just needs a man in her life in order to feel complete, because that's really how it felt. In my opinion, Amber and Jay were never a good couple. I mean, he had way better chemistry with Trudy than he ever had with Amber. And in season 4, when did she become a boyfriend stealer? I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Many characters in seasons 4 and 5 were written so poorly, and Amber definitely got the worst of it. Now, despite Amber's inconsistent writings, her outfits and tribal makeup were some of the best throughout the series. My favorite was, of course, the awesome trench coat and rollerblades she had in season 1. Amber is a character I love with all my heart, and to be honest, she would be number 1 on this list if seasons 4 and 5 didn't exist. But please let me know in the comments, did you love season 4 and 5 Amber? Or did you think she was just annoying throughout the whole series? Please let me know, because I can talk about Amber for years. Number 5.
There's gonna be a new order,
Zoot.
and you have 2 choices. You can join me, or you can die. Power and chaos! Power and chaos! Power and chaos! Power
It was incredible.
and chaos!
Kinda crazy how a character who was killed within the first 8 episodes becomes the overall theme of the series. Martin, aka Zoot, was the leader of the Locos tribe and the younger brother of Bray. Zoot is a legendary character of the series. His relationship with Trudy, who is the mother of his child, and his relationship with Bray could be a series on its own. My favorite thing about Zoot is that deep down, his character was just as afraid as everyone else. I honestly feel that it wasn't Zoot's father's death that was the tipping point that made him Zoot, but instead, it was Trudy. I mean, let's take a minute and really talk about this. I feel that Zoot's character could have easily been like Bray throughout the series if Trudy would have loved him back during high school, and vice versa for Bray's character if he was late seeing his father pass away and if he didn't always get things his way. There are a handful of memorable quotes throughout the series, but my favorite is the first ever quote that Zoot ever said.
Time, but all the more reason to knuckle down.
You're next, Dumba.
What did you say?
You heard me. How long do you think you've got?
Don't push me, boy.
Or what?
Also, I know the creator of the series really regretted killing off Zoot so early in the show, which is why we always saw Zoot stay around the series with flashbacks and even an AI program. But I was actually happy that he died so early. Sometimes for characters, less is more. When Zoot died on season 1, his presence was still felt on the show. Every time I saw Bray or The Chosen or even kids across the city, I thought, wow, even in death, Zoot still has an impact on every single character this series has ever shown. That's a legacy I'm pretty sure Zoot didn't even think he would have. Wow. Power and chaos. Number 4. Celine.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, Ryan. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Celine, you promised.
I know. I'm no use to anyone.
That's not true.
Celine is easily one of the most diverse characters in the series. Her story arc alone, which she faced the difficulties of living with bulimia, made her felt so relatable and sad for her character. Being an original Mallrat, Celine is basically the mother of the tribe, because every episode she was talking to the kids, babysitting baby Brady, or being the voice of reason between fellow tribe members. Now, Celine definitely had her flaws, which were her own insecurities about herself, but it was because of those insecurities that made Celine such a beautiful character. And her relationship with Ryan was one of the most entertaining and stressful things to watch. It was clear from season 2 only one person was in love in that relationship, and it wasn't Celine. With how bad she treated Ryan, I was so amazed to see her learn from the experience and become more confident in herself as a result. Again, season 4 is a bad season, but at least we were able to see a confident Celine who actually led the Mallrats whenever Amber wasn't around. I wasn't really big on her relationship with Pride. I thought it was kind of whatever, but holy crap. The relationship she started with May, it's the most emotional relationship to watch from beginning to end. And they both gave us the greatest romantic scene that never happened.
Just goes to show, happiness can come through doors you didn't even realize were open.
Celine's transformation through seasons 1 through 5 is always a joy to watch, and this list wouldn't be true without her being in the top 5. Number 3, Ebony.
I just wanted to know if you're okay.
I hated them just as much as I loved them.
Oh, Ebony. Manipulative, psychopathic, homicidal, damaged, and influential. I cannot help but to smile at this tiny little demonic character because I absolutely love her. Ebony is one of the greatest characters that we will ever see on the tribe. I already ranked her as the greatest leader in the series. I made a video depicting on how she's far greater than Zoot, the Guardian, and Amber, and it's not even close. What makes Ebony such a special character is that with every person she betrays, every person she tries to kill, sabotage, or corrupts, you have a complete understanding and sometimes sympathetic reasoning to why she does it. After I finished season 2, which is arguably her best season, I felt both hatred and sympathetic for Ebony. From watching 237 episodes Ebony appeared in, any fan of the show will tell you that Ebony is a sensitive and compassionate human being that is fueled by rage, paranoia, and the fear of dying alone. The relationship that Ebony has are some of the most entertaining to watch. I cannot, and I repeat, I cannot get enough of the sexual attention she has with Bray. In my heart, I always wanted them to be together. Not Jay, not Slade, not even Zoot, but with Bray, she had the best chemistry with. Her dynamics with other characters are great, which brought out a comical side of Ebony most people wouldn't think existed.
Remember me? Little Alice?
Yeah, of course. Hi.
Little Alice? Shh. Where's Bob?
Stupid mutt ran off.
Why didn't you go after him?
Do I look like a dog ranger to you? He might have been trying to lead you somewhere. He's Bob, not Lessie.
Well, let's get started.
Where are you going, Tiny?
To start the search, Munchkin.
Seasons 1 through 4 of Ebony were fine to watch, especially seasons 2 and 3. Season 5, she was another victim of the bad writing that took place. But even with the bad writing, Ebony still gave us some very legendary moments. Listen, I can talk about Ebony all day long because she is one of my favorite characters, and she deserves to be high on this list.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello, everybody. My name is Meryl Cassie, and I play Ebony in The Tribe. What does the character of Ebony mean to me? Wow, where do I start? Ebony meant so much to me back then, and seriously, 20 years later, she means even more to me. I'm not even kidding. You know, we had this character that was so strong, so independent, so fierce, did not want to rely on anybody. Yes, she was the love to hate character. Yes, she had her bad side. Yes, she was unruly. Yes, she was sneaky. But was that her defense mechanism, you know, to survive in this world that was thrown, you know, at us so suddenly? And then through all that, she had her vulnerable side as well. So I take little pieces of Ebony, and I not only understand her, and not only has she taught me a lot, but I can relate to her in so many ways. Like Meryl can relate to Ebony, seriously, so much. So me getting the role of Ebony, the timing was insane. It was an absolute godsend, and ultimately Ebony saved me. Is when I got the role of Ebony, I was going through a really troublesome teenage phase in my own personal life. Not even kidding. I was like Ebony in real life at that point in time. I'm not even kidding you. My mum will vouch to that, I swear. Why do I feel like fans have resonated with Ebony's character over the last 20 years? We all go through the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, just like Ebony. We all try our best to survive in uncertain times. I feel like Ebony's character has taught us that we are not alone. I feel like she has taught us that through this hard exterior, there's a whole lot of softness underneath. And I feel also like she reminds us that through the dark times, there is always light.
From day one! Cause there ain't anyone
Number
here
2.
who's worth a life.
Lex.
Not anymore. Get off me!
Lex is the only character to have his hands in every minor and major plot point in the entire series. He is the only character who has appeared in all but one of the 260 episodes. He is the greatest anti-hero of the series, and of course, one of the best characters of all time. I can even make a case that Lex is the main character of the show. I mean, really think about it. Of everything that's happened with Zoot, The Chosen, the Technos, even Eagle Mountain, you wouldn't be far off to say that everything we've seen in the series is through Lex's perspective. Also, this is more of an opinion, but I feel Lex had the best story arc in season 2. From his wife Zandra dying with his unborn child, to becoming an alcoholic and eventually kicked out of the Mallrats, to going on an amazing redemption path, to helping his tribe who basically turned their backs on him. Now, I won't get into seasons 4 and 5 Lex. It was terrible that they reverted him back to his season 1 and 2 self. He wasn't massacred like Amber and Ebony, but Lex did deserve better. His relationships throughout the series are some of the best to watch, and I didn't hate any of them. His relationship with Zandra was very realistic, as the relationship was toxic from the start, and then towards the end of season 1, I wanted to see them last forever. In season 2, his relationship with Tai-San was pretty fun. Although their characters are complete opposites, they had some great chemistry. And if you ask me, his relationship with Siva was the best. With years of being in relationships, Lex knew how to communicate and show affection a lot more to Siva. It's also worth mentioning that Lex has a relationship with nearly every character that was ever introduced in the series. Lex might be the worst Street Fighter on the series, but he's an absolute legend and one of the greatest characters on the show. Number 1.
Hey.
Trudy.
What is it?
I had the dream again. Mom, Dad, they were there. Here, in the house. Like it was yesterday.
Priority will be given to those children exposed to adults already contaminated.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave them.
Okay, pause the video. You know the drill by now. Go get some water, go get some food. That's gonna help you get comfortable, relax, whatever. Because I'm going to talk about Trudy for the remainder of the video. Trudy is the greatest character in the tribe. From seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and even 5, Trudy's character development never stopped. It's a known fact that most of the characters on the series need either a plot point or another character to help them develop, but not Trudy. In every 226 episodes she appeared on, whether if it was important or just a throwaway episode, Trudy's character was changing right before our eyes. Season 2 Trudy was way different from Season 1, and Season 3 was way different than Season 2, and so on and so forth. Trudy has never had a bad season, and is a crucial center point to the entire series. I mean, it's honestly no secret that she's the greatest character. From attempted suicide, betraying her fellow tribe, and a questionable one-night stand, Trudy has so many memorable moments. I can't think of another character who is so tragic, but yet at the same time hilarious to watch. So right now, I hope you got some food, I hope you're relaxed, because right now, we're about to watch something I put together called the Top 10 Moments of Trudy the Moody.
Shut up, Lex.
Oh, what's this? Amber's not even cold in her grave, and you want to jump into his bed?
That's not true. That is not true.
No Dad and me for a Mom. At least you've got your Uncle Bray. He could be your dad. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? We'd like that, wouldn't we? Should we go and see him? Should we go and see your new dad?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I've seen how you look at Bray, making big eyes at him.
Trudy, your baby is screaming and you're ignoring it.
Who do you think you are? You come in here, boss me around, accuse me. I don't have to take that.
Then look after Brady properly.
I will, if you get out of my face. Trudy. Oh, what? It's not how it looks. Please. It's not. After everything you said to me, you little liar. If you don't want Jay, then no one else can have him either? Everyone has to do just what Amber wants, is that it? Even though you change your mind every 5 minutes! What is it with you? Is this because of Bray? What? Because he chose me instead of you? I knew you hated me for that, but I didn't think you'd ever stoop this low. So what, are you gonna steal Jay away from me now too?
Oh, I don't know. Look, Trudy, it's not really a good time right now.
Is there something wrong?
What do you mean?
Are you angry with me?
No, I just don't think it's such a good idea.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Don't tell me nothing. You think I'm a fool. I know when I am being talked about. You'd love to know, wouldn't you? All of you in every detail.
Trudy, please.
Well, I am sorry to disappoint you, but that is my business and no one else's. So you can stop all your whispering
wondering and speculations because as far as you're concerned, nothing happened. Got it? You stupid, careless, incompetent moron! So now I'm the villain because I made her cry?
You're going too far.
Right, outside with nowhere to go. Now, you don't want to be left on the outside, do you, Chloe? Chloe!
Trudy.
You tolerate me because I'm the mother of your brother's child. But we all know who you really want to take her over, don't you? Wouldn't that be cozy? You, her, and my baby!
Trudy.
The actress Antonia Preble gave a masterful performance at such a young age. It truly felt as if she was giving a different performance every season. Now let's talk a little bit about the relationships Trudy has had over the course of the series. There was Bray, which sure, it never happened, but looking back, I kinda wish it did. There was Zoot, who I'm pretty sure they had nothing in common, and Trudy can be the one to blame for stringing Martin along. And then there was Jay, a relationship that was, It seems that Trudy's relationships and state of mind really pushed the series forward. It felt like the show was at its lowest moments when Trudy wasn't in conflict with anyone or anything. You can pretty much dictate how well the season was going by focusing on Trudy's character. Trudy's friendship throughout the series are some of the best, especially from the characters Celine and Amber, both of who Trudy wasn't fond of during season 1. But during the course of the show, the three are now practically sisters. Personally for me, I think the greatest relationship Trudy has is with her daughter, Brady. To go from postpartum depression and not wanting to care for a child to being a role model for young mothers watching the show. The care, the energy, the attitude Trudy has for her daughter is, honestly, it's one of the best to see. Trudy is the greatest character in the entire series.
Hello, Carlin. Thank you so much for getting in touch, and thank you so much for having Trudy as number one. That's amazing. So my name is Antonia Preble, and I played Trudy on The Tribe, and I really loved playing her for all those seasons. I think to me, Trudy represents someone who is a battler. You know, she's a survivor. She went through so much at such a young age, and just kept going against all odds, really. So I have a lot of respect for her about that. And playing a character that people still resonate with today, it's amazing. It means so much. I really love getting messages from people who say how much they love The Tribe, and particularly when it really helped them through a difficult time, or it's something that they come back to that helps them now. It really means a lot to me, and just makes the already very special experience of filming the show even more special. So thank you very much.
Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Sur and the Goes The Tam Armada.
Alright, Starfighters and Tri-World, that was my TV analysis. What did you think of my list? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with some of it? Listen, it's a top 50 list. I actually expect no one to agree with this. However, I do expect you all to comment below and tell me who you think the greatest Tribe character is. Tell me who's your favorite, and then tell me who's your least favorite. For me, obviously Trudy is the greatest, and for the worst, maybe Lottie or Charlie. It's one of them. But listen, I have to go. I'm needed over at Rylos, but subscribe to my channel for more analysis and reviews. But until then, victory or death, Starfighters.
Victory or death!